Good afternoon, and welcome to this edition of the New Wise Conservatism's Videoside Chat number 76. Fox News anchorette Andrea Tantaros is in trouble. Why? Because she told us the truth about ISIS and its terrorists. Here is what she said, and this is a quote. And they've been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years. If you study history, the history of Islam, the ship captains were getting murdered. The French had to tip us off. I mean, these were in the days of Thomas Jefferson. They've been doing the same thing. This isn't a surprise. You can't solve it with a dialogue. You can't solve it with a summit. You solve it with a bullet to the head. It's the only thing these people understand. One of the big things that is truly wrong with this country today is if someone like Fox News anchor Andrea Tantaros says something that is totally true, and in this one she does, with some history too, about what was happening in Thomas Jefferson's time. She now has groups coming out against her saying she needs to be fired and she needs to apologize. Apologize for what, you stupid morons? For telling the truth and trying to get Americans and our comatose politicians to wake up and smell the coffee? I guess it seems like today the truth really doesn't matter anymore. Only lies do. Where were these same groups when journalist James Foley was beheaded on video a few weeks ago? And where were they yesterday when the second journalist was beheaded? Reagan once said, when you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. And that is exactly what we need to do. Obama is the most worthless piece of crap that we have ever had as president, and it is time we all let him know this. He is watching ISIS just as well as we are, and he knows that we are losing people all the time to them. And he says we're not at war with ISIS, although today he has changed a few of his tunes, and he kind of is trying to sound like he's really gung-ho to get this thing done. Mr. Dumbshit, didn't think you were so stupid. We are at war with ISIS, and it's time you realize this. Fox News anchor Andrea Tantaros had it right. The only way to solve this problem is with a bullet to the head. Now here's my idea. Use it if you have the backbone, which I doubt you do. Send everything we can to bomb the living crap out of them, and then send in the boots so they can take care of the ones that remain. This is the only way that ISIS will learn that we are not to be screwed with. If you keep up the way you have been, they will be in our country soon. They are already in Juarez, Mexico, just a few hundred yards from El Paso. How much more do you have to know before you grow some gonads and do what we should have done years ago? And we still have people out there blaming George W. Bush for what is going on, for crying insane here. It seems like we have got to do what we can to get this country back into the shape that it was when the founding fathers made that beautiful document, the Constitution. We have people all over this country right now trying to tear down the Constitution by claiming what they want is according to the Constitution, but it's not. And I'll get back to that with the next video. But there is nothing that we can do right now except to do what Reagan would have done. We can do what Russia did in the early 1900s when terrorist groups started sending pieces of a diplomat to the Kremlin. You know what the Kremlin did? They found out who the terrorist leader's family were. Then they went and got one of them and started sending pieces of that person to this person, and set with the idea that if he didn't stop, or if they didn't stop, he was going to get many more. Guess what? They stopped. That is what they understand. And Andrea Tantaros was right when she said, what it takes will be a bullet to the head. That is the only thing that'll stop idiots like this murdering coward who hides behind a mask thinking that he's going to be able to do all of this murdering of American people and not ever be found out. The problem is, with the technology that we have, he's shown his eyes. We can get an iris scan, find out who he is. We can work on his voice, on the recording of his voice. Find out who he is. We'll find you, sir. And when we do, I hope Obama's not in office so that you don't get coddled and brought into the United States to be tried, to be put in a luxurious prison somewhere. You need to have the same thing done to you that you did to those two journalists. Mark my words, sir. I really hope Obama's not in office when we catch you. This is Robert the Infidel with this latest edition of Wise Conservatism's Videoside Chat for this September the 3rd of March of 2014. Oh, and I hope everyone had a safe and wonderful Labor Day holiday. God bless you all. God bless America. Good day.